Hello everyone, Damon Shadowdrake from Shadowdrake Creations, and today we're going to take a look at Archive of Voices version 5.3.0. This update introduces some really exciting new features, including NPC actor creation, a quick chat functionality for both GMs and players, and support for local AI through Ollama. Before we jump in and take a quick look at this overview, I want to apologize for my voice. It is allergy season here and I am suffering. So if I sound a little nasally or a little stopped up, that's all it is. First, let's talk about actors. Why would you want your NPCs to have an actor? Well, that answer is simple. The actor gives that NPC a token that can exist directly on the Foundry canvas, like my boy Bob the Guard here. Bob the Guard is one of my NPCs. You can open him up as the GM and see it's just a basic character, nothing special about him at all, other than the fact that he is linked to a memory journal. Now, there are two ways to create an actor. The first is by creating a brand new NPC. So I've got the Archive of Voices interface open. If we go to new NPC, you see I've got a guy named Hello World. He's an Azamar wizard. He's male, cheerful, and I've selected some personality traits for him, and we've already generated his background. Now, the moment that I click Save to NPC Memories, we now have a new button called Create Linked Actor. So if I create a linked actor, I can go over to the Actors tab, and we have our Archive of Voices folder, and in here I will find Hello World. As you can see, blank actor, nothing really special about him except that his personality is in his profile. Right. The second way is, well, maybe you've been using Archive of Voice for years, months. You already have dozens of NPC memory journals. You don't want to worry about having to recreate anything. No problem whatsoever. Go to the memory editor, select the NPC that you want to edit, and you see we have a Create Linked Actor, which will do exactly the same thing as creating a new NPC. And that's it. You're now creating actors for all of your existing NPCs in just a few clicks. Now, what's the point of having these actors? Besides putting NPCs directly on the scene and giving something to represent these NPCs your characters to look at, they also unlock one of my favorite new features, the quick chat. For GMs, right-click on the token to open up the token HUD, and you'll see we have this new speech bubble in here. We click the speech bubble, we open a small interface where you can ask your question. Say, hello, Bob. I'm going to call him Bobo just because I can. I'm going to hit send. It's going to send it off to Archive of Voices. It's going to run it through the AI, and Bobo is going to come back with a response. Good morrow, traveler, with a slight nod and a faint tap of my shield against my knee. I incline my head, eyes steady and posture unyielding. I regret to inform you that my name is Bob, not Bobo. How may I assist you in this fine pursuit of safety? Okay, so we got a response from Bob. He didn't appreciate us giving him a nickname. Since we don't necessarily want players having permission to open an actor sheet and see everything about our mysterious scoundrel lurking in the shadows or Bob the Guard's history, if we switch over to our player view, you'll see it's just a token. As the player, I have no way to select it, no way to do anything with it. However, I can hold down Shift, click on the token, and get the same interface where I can say, hello, Bob. Send that off, it runs through AOV just like it normally should, and we'll get back a response. Good morrow, traveler, with a slight nod and the faint tap of my shield against my knee. I incline my head, eyes steady, posture unyielding. How may I assist you in this fine pursuit of safety? Bob's happier we didn't give him a nickname. So the quick check system is intentionally lightweight. It does not include all the features available in the full Archive of Voices interface. If you're using 11 labs and want NPCs to speak every response aloud, you'll still want to use the full interface. The same thing goes for speech recognition and voice input. The quick chat was designed for speed. Ask a question, get a response, continue playing. Everything happens directly in the Foundry chat, as you see, other than the question interface. And before anyone asks, yes, these conversations are still saved to the NPC's memory journal automatically. And trust me, we're going to make use of those in an upcoming update. Now let's talk about what I consider the biggest feature of this entire update, and that's local AI. Why is this such a big deal to me? Because when you can save real money over the lifetime of a campaign, that's a big deal. When you're using cloud-based AI providers like GPT or Claude, every NPC that you generate, every question that you send to that NPC, these all cost you real-world money. At first, those costs might seem insignificant. Maybe 15 cents to generate an NPC, 25 cents to ask him a question. But over weeks, months, years of gameplay, that adds up. And the longer that an NPC is used in your campaign, the more its memory grows, the larger the prompt you are sending to these cloud-based servers, and the more it's costing you. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not against supporting these companies. I use cloud AI myself every day in a great many things, including my tabletop RPG for Archive of Voices. Until now. The tabletop gaming is already an expensive hobby. I should know. I spend $100+ a month just on Patreon. So anywhere I can save a few dollars, I'm really interested. And that's where Ollama comes in. Archive of Voices now supports locally hosted AI through Ollama. So if we open our interface for Archive of Voices and we go to the LLM API setting, you can see that I'm using my own API key, and my LLM provider is Ollama Locally GM Machine. The best part about all of this, there's no API key. There's no expense because it's running on your local machine. It also means that players don't need anything installed. Players don't need API keys. Players don't need Ollama. They simply interact with NPCs normal, and Archive of Voices handles everything else behind the scenes. Only the GM ever needs to install Ollama because everything is routed through the GM's account. And you want to know the best part about this? It works whether Foundry is being run locally and your games are hosted on your local machine, or whether you're using a remote cloud server and your Foundry instance is being run on that. Wherever the GM has their version of Foundry open on their screen is where Ollama runs. So I'm using Chrome to run my local version of Foundry, but my Foundry itself is actually hosted on Foundry server. But because I'm local here, Ollama is local here, all of the requests for Ollama run through my machine. As long as the GM has Ollama installed and running, Archive of Voices can communicate with. So that's it. That's a quick overview of what's new in Archive of Voices version 5.3.0. NPC actor creation, quick chat for both GMs and players, and full support for local AI through Ollama. There is a follow-up video coming. It is going to be a much deeper look at Ollama itself, including installation, model selection, hardware recommendations, and how to configure everything inside Archive of Voices from start to finish. I will link that video in this video's description below. Until then, thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great night, guys.